y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 9 to 5s, but we are still married to the games 106. Gracious. What is going down? It's your boy Gabe Patilla with Tim Router and Timothy Hall, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here, for listening, for taking time out of your day and giving us just a little sliver of your week. We appreciate it. And we do not take it for granted. Kicking it off this week, let's see. Tim. Tim, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting on.
Go ahead, buddy. How you doing, Router?
Oh man, I'm good. I am still working on the kitchen. I mean, the actual work is done now. So last night, Lauren and I she's starting to put some things back, but we're also painting some of the inside of the cabinets because when they refaced everything, and we have a couple cabinets that have glass doors on them. So we just lightly sanded those down and primered them last night. And then I actually hung drywall on a whole like half wall that got completely jacked up during the whole process. So I drywalled that this past weekend. And let me tell you something, sanding down and feathering out the joint compound.
Oh my gosh.
It's a fantastic arm workout. My shoulders are killing me right now.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So if you ever want a good shoulder workout, sit underneath like on a half wall and just start sanding.
Put your shake weight down.
That's right. Yeah, put your shake weight down so you don't look like a fool. and pick up
some sanding on.
Picked up a sand sponge and go to town. But yeah, man, my shoulders are feeling good. So yeah, kitchen is good, and we're taking our time on it. I mean, we have all of our appliances, everything's in. We have a running sink and everything, so we can get everything.
You better go
done.
catch it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. and you're not the dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey. Busting a dad joke out. Yeah.
Bob Saget joke.
Ooh, yeah, that is a Bob Saget joke, isn't it? Well done.
Why don't they show Bob Saget episodes of America's Funniest Home Videos?
Because nobody cares about Bob Saget anymore.
They're trying to forget that they exist.
Exactly.
They were funny.
The writing on those was terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible. But like when he would talk during the videos, he'd be like, ooh. Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
So anywho, so Bob Saget's working with us on the kitchen and it's all going great.
It took me a while to process that.
Yes, it's all good. It's all good. It's early. Kitchen's going well. I totally forgot to mention this last week. I'm a horrible father. Piper started preschool last week.
That's right.
And we're only it's 2 days a week from like 9 to 3 at this place, which is literally like 2 minutes down from our house almost. Fantastic. Mommy was really nervous, anxious, upset. We're doing like Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Tuesdays we go in, and I think I was more worried about her than Piper. And like Piper goes in and she just killed it. Like she was just started like hanging out with people.
It's not a good idea to say that Piper goes in and kills preschool.
Yeah.
It was a slaughter.
Right.
Anyway, no, she did.
One by one they fell.
I'll put it this, she did wonderful. She, we basically just slowly walked out the door and she didn't cry or anything. In fact, she looked back at us and smiled. And
it was like, y'all are still here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we went and picked her up and she was like, Mommy, Daddy. And she was so happy and she was showing us everything that she had done. So I'm just super excited because now I have 2 days of
actually getting work done.
I can get some work done, which is amazing. So
you got to tell them about the second day, though, when you guys went and picked her up the second day.
So, well, I didn't pick her up the second day. Lauren went and picked her up, and they were painting. And Lauren's like, "Okay, you ready to go?" She's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm painting." And I think it actually hurt Lauren's feelings. She's like, "Okay," but
I haven't seen you all day, but whatever.
Exactly. But no, I mean, and that was it. Like, and from then I'm like, okay, she's got this. This is going to be great. She's going to really thrive. And and the place is really great. Like they give you like a chart of everything that happened for the day, what she ate, when she went to the bathroom, how long she slept. And I think, her being around other kids like that is going to help with some of the habits we're trying to work on, like potty training, which I'm not looking forward to that. I still say we're just going to tarp down the whole house, lock her in for a week, and just be like, all right, let's go.
Figure it out.
Let's make this happen. But yeah, so that was really great. And so I'm excited for that. I do have a follow-up because somebody called me out on it on Twitter, asking about a couple episodes ago when I thought the electricians had stolen my drills. They actually just, the assistant that was with him actually just took them all thinking that they were theirs. So it was pretty interesting. When I called that night, the next morning, the supervisor rolls up in his car. I think he was on his way to work, and he gave me the bag fully loaded with absolutely everything in it. So it was awesome.
Nice.
So they were not stolen. So I retract any notion of the fact that it was stolen. I did receive them, and thank God, because I used the crap out of that impact driver this past weekend hanging up drywall.
There you go.
And for some reason, you never saw that assistant again.
That's right. And he's fired. It was all good. In fact, I need to bring those guys back for a few things in the kitchen anyway, because I just don't mess with electricity, man. That stuff scares me.
Mm-hmm.
But on the gaming front, it is just all things Destiny. And it is.
Do you guys want to have a big Destiny discussion when we get in news?
Sure, we can.
Because I'm sure we all have a lot of things to say.
Yeah,
sure.
We probably need to, and I doubt it's going to be any type of a quote spoiler cast because there's nothing to really spoil.
Yeah,
no, not really.
But yeah, this past weekend,
you shoot some guys. Surprise!
Exactly.
Surprise. No, I forgot to mention it right before the show that we should probably just have a discussion right at the beginning of news. So
yeah, we could do that.
We'll do it.
It was great though. I was able to. I actually played with Mike Fowler. He jumped on and. I can't remember. I don't know the actual name, but Griff something or other was on too. And that was his first time doing some multiplayer on Destiny 2. So we all had a great time. It was just a late night, last minute thing. And they jumped on and Mike totally helped us out. And cause he was like level 25 and Griff and I were 7 and 8 at the time. But he was giving us all these tips and he was schooling fools left and right. So it was great. And I think that's where killing it is an appropriate response.
There you go.
In Destiny versus my daughter in preschool. Yeah. So yeah, man, things are good. This weekend we have our annual garage sale. So if any of you guys have anything you want me to sell that I could take a cut off of, we'll
consignment,
Router's consignment. We're happy to help. We have a ton of stuff. The garage is full, and we do pretty well in these garage sales. So it's Friday and Saturday, so we're getting everything together. So I'm getting no sleep this week. It's going to be crazy.
I know that's right. Gracious.
That's
Pulsifer.
Oh, I was going to say they had our community yard sale like before we moved in, and I was like, darn it.
That stinks.
Yeah, that could have been great. So it's official. Krista and I have a registered business with the IRS. No turning back now.
Nice.
Yay. 30%.
And I forgot, we met up for lunch this week and I got to talk with you guys a little bit about it. So
yeah, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Laying the foundations for the business. Krista's going to be joining me soon because I couldn't offer everything that we offer by myself.
Nice.
Sure. I need help.
Well, and she freelances anyway, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. And she is really good at handling customer relations and stuff like that. I am not good at that at all.
That's awesome.
Like I said, when I got into traffic the other day, I had a client call me up and they were like, yeah, how's your day been? I'm like, oh, it's not so good right now, but we're working through.
We don't care about that.
Like,
say good.
They're like, oh,
on to the next point.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've been telling her like I can't wait until she can come and join in full time because I really need her to handle that client stuff. And I'm not a graphic designer. And
yeah, that's always helpful to be able to add that to the roster. Like, hey, we can do some design work for you if you need to.
Yeah, for sure. And she brings a lot of creativity to the table.
Yeah, she's awesome.
As far as working on a website or designing a social media template, I have almost no idea what I'm doing as far as the creative side of things. Like logistically or technically, I can make it work, down. but she's definitely got the eye for that stuff. Other than that, I went and picked up my copy of Destiny right after lunch.
Sweet.
Boom.
Or breakfast, lunch, brunch.
So happy.
I literally got in for the last copy, so it's been flying off the shelves. Well, I went to Target and they had it out in the front there. So they had like PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and the PS3 version. So they had all four out there on the end cap. And there were tons of copies of everything except the PS4 version. There was one left.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So if that's any indicator on what copies are selling or how much is selling, I've heard that the Xbox One version is actually selling almost as much as the PS4 version.
Oh, we'll get to that, my friend. We will get to that.
But if that's any indication, I mean, the PS4 version was almost gone. They had to give me the one. You know how they put the copies like in the hard case in the front, and you just kind of pull them down so you can get more out of the thing. Mm-hmm. They had to give me that one, so I just basically took their display copy. Yeah,
nice.
Should have asked for a discount.
Oh,
this one's been touching the sun a bunch. So,
and that affects the DVD somehow.
Yeah, and see, so what happens is because since it's Blu-ray, see what happens with the UV rays.
There's rays from the sun, and it turns blue.
Yeah, this is more like purple ray. So,
how many discount?
Purple ray,
purple ray, purple ray.
What kind of a name is Blu-ray anyway? Like now it's kind of normal because we've been hearing it for almost 10 years, but what kind of a name is that?
I have no idea.
Gosh, that was so dumb.
Something Japanese. Yep. I'm guessing.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
They come up with great stuff. Like maybe it was lost in translation. Like they were like, oh, I guess we'll just call it Blu-ray as the best translation we have for what they're trying to say.
We don't know what the heck they're
saying. It's funny though, when it came out, I remember thinking like, that sounds like the next thing.
Yeah, it did.
Instead of like HD DVD. I was like, well, that sounds like just an upgrade of what we already have. But Blu-ray, Blu-ray's always sounded dope to me for some reason. I was like, yeah, that sounds like the next thing. It doesn't, there was like 8-track tape. Right. CD, you know what I'm saying? Yep. It's like compact disc. You're like, heck disc. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I want that.
Oh, and so you're saying mini disc died because it was like, we already got disc.
Exactly.
Mini disc.
That's what their problem was. I'll go with that.
That's funny.
Mini disc.
Anything else?
You got some karting done this week, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So excited.
I thought we were going to do
I did too.
Mario Kart Mondays, so I was like, hey, I'm hopping in.
We need to announce it's official. I mean, it's funny because behind the scenes, the three of us had talked about Married to the Games Mario Kart Mondays because of all the M's, obviously. And then I like talked to Ed about it and was like, what do you think about this idea? And then unbeknownst to me, the forum had already decided it was Mondays. And so we were like, oh, sweet. This works perfect. And
you're
so
like,
works for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
sure.
I'm going to jump on and Charter, which I'll get to in a sec. Well, I can just say it now. Charter is switching over their internet, their whole thing. And so my internet was down all night. And so I couldn't actually get on and play.
We were having connection issues anyway, Krista and I think we hopped onto Mario Kart at like maybe 9:00 and we did like one race with everybody. And then all of a sudden the internet freaked out and everybody got disconnected.
Oh, really?
Wow.
It might have been Nintendo's network. I'm not sure, but
could be our alien overlords are here to finally scramble all of our signals and take us over.
Welcome to Earth.
We hopped in there and it was basically just Krista, me, and Ed.
Nice. Ed always has a good signal, man. He never cuts out or anything.
We need to join whatever thing he's on. We need to get on.
Yeah.
That's
Ed,
awesome.
you're a beast.
Well, cool that there, Hall. Was that it, buddy?
What's up, Gabe?
Oh, well, I got so like I told you, the Comcast Charter was acting up. That's our cable provider. And so, and like, it's been messed up for like 2 days now, like 2 full days, not the internet. The internet came back the next morning, but the television is still scrambled.
Oh,
and I'm
no.
like, what's going on? So I'm like flipping channels just to see. All of a sudden I hit the info channel for Charter and they're like, hey, good news. We're going 100% digital. So that sounds great. But what in actuality it means is now every television needs a set-top box.
Yep.
And I'm not excited about that because that means I have to rewire like my whole situation. We have like it was so much easier just going into the cable wire, you know what I'm saying? Because it didn't matter. And now we'll have to get new remotes for everything and get to sit. So
well, and you'll have to get their like HD boxes too. So
exactly.
Hopefully they're not. They shouldn't be that big.
$10 upgrade fee.
It's exactly right.
They said they're for free since they're forcing it. The set-top boxes are free.
They're not giving you a new monthly payment or anything.
I mean, maybe
check that bill this next month. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
you owe $10,000.
You owe $30, and we hate you tax.
We hate and I like that.
So let's see what else is going on. Destiny, like you guys said,
what's your level now? Because you were at 20, and where are you now?
23.
Nice.
MJ.
And so if you know, yeah, exactly, Michael Jordan. Yeah. So if you know Destiny, it actually caps at 20. But anyway, you have to do. I'll talk about it later. So I played Destiny with Chris, Breadfan35, and Matt, Arctic Warlock, last night, and we were doing one of the Queen's missions or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I see a little silhouette of a man. And so that joke was hard as crap.
Did you play it on hard or were you playing it on normal?
They're preset to very hard.
Oh, sweet. Great. So there's lots of death.
And I was too low level to do it. But you get like something legendary. So it's like, it's hard not to do it and not to push through. And we kept being like, all right, guys, this is the last one. Cause I was like, I got to go to bed and get up at 5:30 in the morning. And they were like, it's just late anyway. And so, so we got to the last guy and we kept dying. And I was like, all right, one more. I'm that guy. So if you want to play Destiny, but you want to stop when you want to stop, don't play with me.
Exactly.
One more. We got this. All right, right here. We got this. Come on, y'all. We got this.
Did you have to start the mission over because you guys were all getting killed, or was it just you getting killed most of the time?
No, we once you like hit certain sections, they'll just start you over in that section.
Oh, so you got some of the checkpoints then.
Yeah. So once we get to the boss, then it just would start us at the boss.
Like a boss.
Exactly. Oh. So, been doing that. Played a little Garden Warfare with the neighbors, yesterday for a second. That was pretty cool. Cause I hadn't really dove in too deep with that yet.
Thanks, Luke.
Yes. Thank you, Luke. Shout outs. And that junk it's pretty fun. All my guys are like all low level. So I need to like really get them cracking to have a lot of fun, but it was still really fun playing with the,
who is your plant of choice?
I was just using the cactus.
Nice.
And so only because I've seen him upgraded and he looks really cool. So I just want to upgrade him so I can get to the cool looking cactus. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Did a show at Carowinds in North Carolina this last weekend.
Is that the picture you posted on Twitter?
Yes, at work.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, at work. That was good.
Sold out shed. It was awesome.
Do work, son.
Do work. And then I'll be in Erie, Pennsylvania this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's it from me. Router.
What up?
You got it?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it.
Sorry, I had to do it. New releases for this week.
My God.
Okay, let's do this. FIFA 15 is out and about for the PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PC, Wii, Vita, 3DS.
Let's kick it.
Yeah. Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes, the 2.0 edition came out too, and that's for the PS4, Xbox One, 360, PS3, and Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Hyrule Warriors is coming out for Wii U.
That's right. Friday.
Killer Instinct Combo Breaker Pack for the Xbox One releases this week.
I thought that was interesting that became a just Microsoft thing. Killer Instinct. I think I remember playing.
Yeah, they bought Rare.
Yeah, I remember playing Killer Instinct on Super Nintendo. No,
Yeah,
was it Super Nintendo?
Rare made it then too.
Man,
Well, and that was one of their big pushes, even back when they did their press conference to release the Xbox or to announce the Xbox One. Like they showed a bunch of stuff about Killer Instinct there.
yeah,
too.
I remember that being a launch title. I just remember thinking like, man, that's so weird to see it exclusively on Microsoft.
Yep.
Yeah, they when did they buy Rare? Was that 2000 or
I have no
19?
idea.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there, but people were getting worried about Mojang because, Microsoft bought Rare and then it kind of fell off the map a bit, and they bought Mojang and people are now afraid that Mojang will fall off the map.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Two more. Slender: The Arrival is now out for the 360 and PS3, and Castle Storm Definitive Edition released for the PS4. Moving on to the top-selling games week of September 13th.
Oh, this is Destiny week.
This is Destiny week. Here we go. Number 10, NHL 15 for the Xbox One. Number 9, NHL 15 for the PS4.
Ooh,
Number
8, Destiny app.
Destiny app.
Number 8, NHL Destiny. No, I mean that would be pretty awesome though. Number 8, Madden
Out there
NFL.
with your warlock just skating around.
Skating around. Exactly. Forecheck, go. Number 8, Madden NFL 15 for the 360. Number 7, Madden NFL 15 for the Xbox One. Number 6, Madden NFL 15 for the PS4. Number 5, smack in the middle, The Sims 4 for the PC.
Nice.
Here we go. Number 4, Destiny PS3.
Ooh.
Number 3, Destiny Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Destiny Xbox One.
Ooh.
Which means
Yeah.
number 1, Destiny PS4. Now, Gabe, last week you told me to check them pre-orders, and they pretty much fall right in line with these charts.
No way.
Right in line. The 4 was Destiny for the PS3. 3 was Destiny for 360. 2 for the Xbox One, and 1 for the PS4. So
You didn't happen to add up the numbers, did you?
Yeah, the totals for the PS3, the totals were 144,000 units. For Destiny, it was Xbox 360, 326,000 units. The Xbox One, 750,000
Oh my
units.
gosh.
Whoa.
PS4, 935,000.
Oh my gosh.
999 units.
So is that
Wow.
into 2 million, around the 2 million mark for all of them combined?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, over 2 million units easily. Yeah, because the actual hard numbers here say number 4 for the PS3 for this past week was 154,000 units. For the 360, 354,000 units. Xbox One, 846,000 units, and PS4, 1.074 basically 1 million units for the PS4.
Wait,
And
which numbers were which that you just read? Was that what actually sold just now?
yeah, that's what actually sold for the week of September 15th.
Oh my gosh! So it was above the pre-order numbers.
Oh yeah, no, the pre-orders, there was definitely more units sold because that was, that they were just probably pickups. Or not pickups, not pre-order pickups. They were just in the store and they bought it. So yeah,
I said, there wasn't a whole lot of deal action for the pre-orders.
you either picked it up or you didn't.
Well, yeah, if there would have
goodness.
been like a $20 offer at Best Buy, everybody would have probably pre-ordered it.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. So there we have it, and I believe the dollar figures. I'm sure we'll talk about this. Destiny did over 325 million in its first week. Is that the latest number that everyone has?
I didn't see one.
Yeah, I think it's $325 million in its first week. So they only have 275, $275 million left to go to break even.
Oh my gosh.
No, 175 will get him to 500.
Yes, thank you. 175.
Well, and it's come out too, like they said, like, well, maybe $500 million was a budget for the 10-year plan or something.
Oh.
Because some are predicting that, well, it didn't actually cost $500 million to do all 4 platforms, but who knows?
Yeah, I could see that. But
That
hey,
is
you know
crazy.
what? Good on you, Bungie. That's great. You've created another great IP, and everyone's having fun with it. And just keep doing it.
And you've only just begun. Because, I mean, you know, Halo's still around and freaking kicking. So, I mean, if you come out with a banging game, boy, sheesh Louise. You can ride that thing for a minute. That's great. My goodness.
And there you have it. So, shall we talk Destiny?
Yes, I wanted to mention, though, before we get into that.
Please do.
If I can do a quick commercial for ourselves.
Yep. Oh.
We've got shirts for sale. And so we've mentioned it before. If you want to support the show, it's a cool way to support it and get weird looks all at the same time. Because people always like, oh, what does your wife think about you being married to the games?
Yeah.
Remember that lady said that to you in the elevator at Disney World, Router?
Oh, yeah.
She's like, Router's wearing his shirt at the Magic Kingdom. And they're like, what does your wife think about you being married to the games? She's like, she supports it. She's like,
yep.
And
Lauren's like, I do. And Lauren's like, I do. No, but somebody else, when we were going into Hollywood Studios, he was like, cool shirt, man. And I'm like, thanks. And I was like, just too excited to get in. I should have said, hey, do you listen? I mean, do you know what it is? Because I would have evangelized all up in this piece. That's what I would have done.
The experience I've had is they see the shirt and they're like, oh, cool. And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's a podcast that we do. And they're like, what's a podcast?
Yeah. And then you're like, okay.
Never mind.
Never mind. They're great shirts, man. I love those shirts. So go get yourself some.
Yeah.
Get one for a friend. It's almost Christmas.
Oh, yeah. It's the time for giving.
That's right.
5 MTTG shirts.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, let's talk Destiny.
And a cartridge in my Super Nintendo.
Nice.
I couldn't think of anything.
A cartridge.
That was very good. Cartridge was perfect, though. Hey, you know what? We're not bad for 5:30 in the morning.
I know.
This is good.
And a cartridge and Ataris.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. There's the writer in you. Just came right out.
Gabe, I smell a song coming.
I know. I have to go write with a band later today. Maybe I'll pitch that idea.
Yeah, please do.
Be like, hey, what about 12 Days of Christmas with video game stuff?
And they'll just look at you and be like, get out.
I'll drive home with my head hung high, though.
That's right.
I'd be like, they don't know what they're missing out on. Oh, my gosh. 12, Pac-Man's chomping. All right. Okay, we don't have to do it. We don't have to do it. We don't have to do it.
Keep that. Please bank that, because come Christmas time, you're going to end up where you're doing it.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on.
That would be funny.
Yeah, we have to.
We should work that out. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, we need to.
Okay.
So, Destiny, what is your overall thought? Just for us personally, what are our thoughts on Destiny? Because there's so much going around. So let's just break it down first by what we think of it as gamers, and just be, with our personalities and the way we have different styles of gaming. Do we all like it?
Do you want me to kind of start with my early game stuff since I'm the last one to start it?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so when I bought it the other night, I put it in and I was like, okay, I want to go ahead and play for a couple hours. It was extremely frustrating in the early game for me because I'm going through the tutorial mission and it keeps disconnecting me.
Really?
Oh.
So I'm going through the early mission and it keeps popping up and saying, you've been disconnected from Bungie's servers.
Yeah.
Press circle to dismiss. You press it, you go back to the main menu.
All right.
And when you go back in, you got to restart the mission again.
Yes.
So, that I put the call out on Twitter. I was basically like, is anybody else experiencing these server issues, or do I blame Comcast? And I think it may have just been PSN outages, because I did have a few a few of our followers on Twitter respond with, hey, I've been having some issues all day. I've been getting disconnected, etc. So I it must have just been the PlayStation Network kept going down, because I was testing my connection and it kept saying that it was failing on the PSN side.
There you go. Okay.
But in the early game, that was frustrating. And since you're not starting out with playing with people anyway, they shouldn't require you to have an internet connection to play that first mission.
I know that's right. Amen to that.
That's true. Yeah, that's really true.
Yeah, that was extremely frustrating.
But you know what? It didn't bother me much.
Well, no, like having the connection doesn't bother me at all, but when it's not working, that bothers me.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Because you have to start over from, I don't even think it started me at any checkpoint. It started me at the beginning of the mission.
Yep.
So I got to grind a little bit in the beginning, just, not voluntarily, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And it also disconnected. Here's a weird thing. I got into where you go to the tower and stuff. And I was in the middle of a cutscene and it disconnected. And I was,
Ooh, that's frustrating.
The story's kind of meh.
Of course,
but I wanted to get the information. I wanted the option. And right in the middle of the cutscene, it was just like boop, disconnected. I was like, I'm watching a cutscene. I really don't need internet connection for that. Come on.
Right. But
actually, it did that during 2 cutscenes. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like it kicked me out probably 5 or 6 times. And I was just like, done.
But I'm sure during those cutscenes, they're buffering. Like there's, they're making sure on the back, like on the technical side of things, they're probably just making sure internet connections, loading things, and like you're in a constant stream on that server. There might be like some stuff going on. That's really interesting, man, because in the time that I've been playing Destiny, I've only been disconnected once.
Oh, wow. And you're usually the one with the bad internet.
Well, yeah. But
like I said, I don't think it had anything to do with the internet. Like people were saying like, well, PSN's been kind of wacky all day.
Yeah, and it could be because I typically game at 5 o'clock in the morning versus like
good point.
Versus midnight or 1 o'clock at night.
Yeah, no, I was gaming like prime time, like we're talking 8 p.m.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, oh, crap.
I could probably see that.
Obama was on playing even.
Yeah, right.
And I gamed last night during prime time, and it was completely fine, no disconnections.
Oh, good. So how are you liking the game other than the fact that it is always connected, which is a problem, which I think that does raise the issue of constantly connected consoles. And I think we talked about this a little bit before, like, because I had the same thing, Hall, where I was doing something and get disconnected and you're like, dang, I got to start all the way over. That sucks.
Yeah.
But the good thing about the always connected is right when you get the XP, it saves the XP. So it's not like you lose your levels or anything like that.
Yeah, it always is saving that, which is great.
It is really frustrating to start all the way over. And so just think that if all the consoles were always connected and always needed internet, it might not go down in that same way. But if something's acting wacky, then you're just not playing, period, Well,
and that kind of shows you like what the server load does. Like this is a huge release that they keep everybody connected on at all times. And I had a lot of issues the other night when I was trying to play it Monday night.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about like what kind of server infrastructure you have to have to support an always online game.
Oh yeah, it's not for kids.
And I guarantee you that's where a lot of that money for development went, because that is expensive.
Yeah.
That's a beast of a project to undertake. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, other than some connectivity issues, I've put probably 4 hours into the game so far, or 5 maybe.
Nice.
The gunplay is great.
Yeah. Isn't it?
It's
great.
The
combat is very satisfying. The melee is very satisfying.
Love that melee, man.
Until you get to the Crucible, but it's fine.
Well,
yeah,
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, because Call of Duty in multiplayer, the melee is a one-hit kill, and that is not the case. In Destiny.
No, it's not the case early in the game either. I mean, like for instance, I've encountered like captains and stuff like that. You go up and you melee them, and
they knock you out half the time.
Basically, they just laugh at you.
Yeah, they pimp slap you back is what they do.
They do.
And I've played a lot of the Halo games. Like, it feels similar in its chunkiness, but I noticed that Destiny feels a lot more like Killzone. If you've played the Killzone games.
Oh, I haven't played those.
Interesting.
It feels, your character feels just very heavy and very, like, you feel very powerful when you're moving around and shooting and stuff. So,
what class did you go with, by the way?
Warlock.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I always, in these types of games, I always play like mage type characters.
Nice.
So it fit perfectly for me.
Wait, were you a mage in Skyrim too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep, both times.
Nice.
So early thoughts are good. Router, what are you thinking, buddy?
I'm pretty much right there with you, Hall. I mean, I only had a bad connection once, but playing at 5 o'clock in the morning is actually kind of nice. I love the combat too. I think the guns are great. I love the little kind of the Borderlands-ish gunplay too, where you see like the hit numbers come down, and that, that's
yeah.
I like that a lot because I really enjoy that in Borderlands. I at first I kind of defended Peter Dinklage in his voice acting, but it is kind of stale to me.
Yeah, buddy.
I really think that, if you're going to call this game Destiny, there probably has to be a stronger story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for a story, and it's really not there. I'm focusing on getting my XP up and just shooting fools, So it's really more of a Call of Duty-esque game than, I think Halo probably has a better story than Destiny does.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And I was actually curious, Hall, about your comparisons between Halo and Destiny, and that's probably one of the big differences that you might have seen. I don't know. I've never played Halo, but the fact that you do have some like a solid character like Master Chief that you follow throughout all of the entire series, I don't know if we're going to have that moving forward with Destiny, because you have 3 different classes you can use. It's all multiplayer. There's no one individual set thing other than you are this person, and
right.
You're out to save the world, basically, which is like every other game.
Well, and here's the thing, like, just bringing up your point about comparing it to Halo.
Yeah.
If Destiny had a mode where you just go mission to mission and you never have to jump back out to your ship, like, how you finish a mission and you keep jumping back out to your ship.
Go to orbit, then go, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, basically, if they just had a mode where you just go mission to mission, it would feel pretty similar to Halo.
Really?
Not story wise and character development wise, but actually just playing through missions.
But I mean, I know there's a reason why you go back into orbit, because it's loading up the server stuff, and it's because I've seen.
Yeah, probably.
I've noticed it, and what led me to believe that is because I've been in orbit for a little bit, and after I set the destination, there's like a little bit of a lag. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it's processing what you selected. It might even be switching servers and doing that kind of stuff. There's I'm sure some technical stuff there, and that's why they do that. Mm-hmm. So they mask it with you just being in orbit, and it's fine. It's beautiful. I mean, it looks really good.
Oh, I know.
And if you notice too, if you go to your inventory or whatever, or you're checking on your gear, it'll pull you back out of that sometimes. And you're like, why did it pull me out of that? And then you can go back into it. And so you can definitely tell that they're doing some data stuff there.
So I'm at level 10 right now, and I'm like, I'm just mission, and then I'll go back to the tower. I have a ton of glitter right now, which I think is a stupid name for the currency, but whatever.
I know.
But
I thought that was interesting, and I keep thinking of glamour every time I see it.
Me too. I do the same thing. I'm like, I'm going to get some glamour, and next thing you know, I'll be Beauty and the Beast. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
But it flows really well, and I really I think I will certainly follow this franchise and this series down the way. I'm not a huge Call of Duty person, so this will be my new futuristic Call of Duty for me. I think I'll enjoy it a lot, and it's really fun because if somebody does happen to jump on, it's great. Just like, I haven't had a whole lot of multiplayer experience, but this is one that I'm really happy to be a part of and continue that. Even like when I start playing more games, I'll probably go back to it just to see if anybody's online and play it. So I'm definitely enjoying it. And, but I think a part of me wishes, cause I'm a story guy anyway, like you are, Gabe.
Yeah.
I wish there was something more to it in this campaign that just, I think because we're coming off a lot of games that have had a lot more stronger story content to them, and this is just more of a shoot and go kind of a thing, and let's see how quickly we can level up.
Well, honestly, thank God they got the gunplay right, the combat, and made it fun.
Yeah,
because there's no story.
Yeah, there really isn't. You're right. They're real. Like, I'm not following what's going on really. I'm just going mission by mission. And I know I'm a guardian, and that's about it. And so I'm Titan class. In the beta, I did Hunter, but I wanted to change it up and do Titan. I'm really loving that class. It's really fun.
Nice. Well, not to spend too much more time on it. I'm loving it. I'm obviously playing it a bunch. I'm level 23. And I can kind of tie this into the news a little bit.
Great.
Bungie has released that they've had their first level 30 player hit. So for those that are playing, like I said earlier, it caps at 20, and then you use your armor and stuff that contain an attribute of light to get past that level.
Is it like an encrypted thing, and then you have to go to the cryptographer or something like that?
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, and it's blue. It's blue armor. So there's like the regular ones, and there's green, there's blue, there's purple, and I think there's another color, but it's like for how rare the items are.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
just to draw a parallel to like Diablo, for instance, Diablo has those same kind of things where you'll pick up an unidentified item and you have to go get it decrypted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's been an MMO thing for a while. It's just, it's been introduced to us through certain games.
It's funny. It still reminds me of Borderlands 2 because you have those weapons that are green, orange, and purple too. And those aren't encrypted or anything like that, but they're like those color schemes.
Attributes and stuff.
Yeah. They represent whether or not they're common or rare or very rare. So yeah, it's cool to kind of see that throughout different games. You get used to it.
Is there more loot later in the game?
What do you mean?
Well, do you get more item drops and stuff?
Dude, I'm with you. Like the loot chests, I'm always looking for those. They don't give you a ton, but it's just like I'm such a loot guy anyway that I'll always look around before I get to like the next little part to see if there's something there.
Well, that's the issue I had. Like I keep walking like in the environments. There's so much stuff to like go look through and explore and find. And I'm going through caves and caverns and all different kinds of stuff, and I'm not finding anything.
Yeah, and I don't think
it's not big on that. Like even if you look at the gold chests, like they'll show you how many you get on each planet. Yeah, and it'll be like you've gotten 2 out of 4.
Yeah, I had like 1 out of 5 or something like that.
Yeah, 5 I think is the number. So they're not a bunch, but you get more. You get the best stuff from from just enemy drops and rewards for not the bounties, but just for doing missions and stuff.
I think that's what they want you to focus on is you'll get better XP if you complete the missions. On top of that, the bounties help you level up as well. So yeah, they want you to play, which is good. Like they want you to go in and play the missions versus having to look around all the environments to try and find stuff. But I still do that anyway, just because it's fun.
Right.
I think they scaled back the loot a little bit just because they didn't want people to hurry up and sell the game. Like they didn't want people to get through it quickly.
No, yeah, maybe.
Very true.
I think that was kind of a mistake because it sounds like people are getting through it quickly anyway.
Well, it's not that long.
The storyline.
I mean, well, I'm already like level 6 or 7 and I haven't been playing that long.
I know, but you have to realize too, like once you hit level 20, the game really opens up. And so it kind of becomes a different game after level 20. It's really interesting the way they've done it because you do feel that grind getting to 20, but then after that, you start looking for rare drops instead of just XP. Your XP stops pretty much. Like you don't have that gauge at the bottom anymore. That shows you how much, you get that little plus 55 or plus 20 for killing people. Yep. That's gone. And so the only things that upgrade are your weapons and your armor. And so once you get past 20 and like the thing that we did yesterday, the Queen's whatever, you had to be at least level 22. So there's an incentive to
Nice.
get up and get
like
going. Anyway, let's move on.
All right.
Hall, but we all love it. We're having fun.
I'm having fun with it.
Upgrading slowly.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it for the amount of kind of disdain that's been, spread around the internet about that game.
Yeah, people are like, I can't, it's not perfect. I'm giving it a 3. You're like,
I know,
what?
it's ridiculous.
What do you mean? Of course it's not perfect.
Just play it. There's no perfect game. Just play it. It's great.
Yeah.
So you're saying that people would rather play Duke Nukem Forever?
Oh, God, no. Please, no.
Nice. Hall, give us something, buddy.
Drive Club is coming to the U.S. October 7th, and it looks amazing.
Does it?
Nice. Have fun.
Yes. I don't think they've come out and detailed like what exactly the free version is going to be. I think it's just going to be limited on cars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's going to be some free to play element in there, but the game just looks incredible. And we get it for free with PlayStation Plus.
Right.
So my recommendation to everyone is to just download it and have it as one of those showpiece games if you don't really play driving games.
Because it looks that good, huh?
Yeah, it looks just absolutely incredible, like photorealistic.
Wow, that's awesome.
So if you have friends over and they're like, well, what's this PS4 stuff? Put them in that game.
No, like, is this PS4 a black thing? Be like, listen, sit down.
Well, unless you have the Destiny bundle.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
This PS4 a white thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea because it is. And aren't most driving games that way, like the showcase of the graphics?
Pretty much, because they're limited in scope that they can really hone out the great graphics on them.
They can perfect it.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you're just driving on a road basically, but it looks just, like I said, the photorealistic aspect of it is just,
awesome.
They're there now.
That's awesome.
And I probably said that with Gran Turismo 4 on PS2.
You definitely probably said that.
They're there, man. They're there.
I think I
remember
the same
freaking
thing.
out about the first Gran Turismo. Like, oh, look at the replays. That's amazing.
That's so funny. What we didn't know.
That's right.
Well, we talked about FIFA a little earlier on. 5.5 million people played the FIFA demo and set a new record for EA Sports, becoming the most played demo ever in the company's sports division history. And I've never really even played FIFA. It's funny though, but I've downloaded the demo. So I'm definitely one of those guys that plays the demo, but FIFA is hard to me. I'm like, give me Mario Strikers any day over FIFA.
But it's also because you don't know a lot of the players either.
No,
probably.
Exactly. I'm not into soccer. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's totally different. And I need to do it too because I like soccer and I follow it quite a bit. So I need to try it.
I like the chants. Ole, 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 ole.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hall, give us something else, bud.
There's a bunch of other stuff in here. BioShock Infinite Complete Edition is coming out in November.
Oh, man.
What's that mean?
Coming to next gen.
Oh.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping so.
Foiled again.
I would play that. I would play that on a PS4 or Xbox One.
I mean, I would too. It really sucks, but they're bundling up BioShock and all the DLC. So
okay.
Awesome.
So check this out. I thought this was interesting. GameStop executive vice president Mike Hogan said that they are looking into selling used DLC, saying it would require a partnership between retailers and publishers, but absolutely it could go that way. We're absolutely interested in pursuing that. There are lots of examples where people have taken digital content and made it transferable from one consumer to another. Think of World of Warcraft. There's no fundamental or technological reason why that couldn't happen. If the consumer wants it and it provides value, then we believe it will happen over time. The consumer will speak for that. I think that could save a GameStop or two, if you ask me personally.
It's interesting.
Used DLC. That never even like. It's funny because I don't know if he's just meaning. It's hard when he says DLC.
It could be anything.
Yeah, I'm guessing like could that mean downloadable games as well, like full releases? And I think that like that would stop me. I mean, that would keep me. I mean, I would keep getting digital stuff because the whole reason I like getting physical is because I can resell it. So I thought this was really
I just like
interesting.
having something on the shelf.
I do too, man. I'm just old school. I love just having that physical product in your hand.
Yeah, I'm with you.
When do they start selling like the game cases with the digital card in them?
That'd be cool.
You
I mean, like when do they do that? Soon?
No, they won't do that. I think it'll always go to DVD, and then your other option is just to download it directly.
You know, it's hard because like
they're gonna give you a floppy disk.
no, but like just even yesterday, like switching back, and this is so lazy sounding of me, but like just switching back and forth between like Plants vs Zombies. Okay, now I'm gonna go over to Destiny real quick. Like it would if it was all on the computer on the PlayStation, it would be so much nicer. But like, what if we got to the point where just follow me here. So Amazon, right? When you buy a CD, like I bought like, I don't remember when the last thing, like Katy Perry, I think I bought for Christmas last year for Jenny.
Nice.
And Amazon, if you buy the CD, it also gives you the download.
See, that's cool.
So I can have the CD right away, but then they also send me a physical CD. So what if like, I wonder if games could get there.
Yep.
That would be, I would love that because then I have
would
the
be awesome.
shelf candy and I don't have to get off the couch.
The only reason I think they won't do that is because then you could just sell your physical copy.
No, I mean, but that's once, because they'll get these consoles to when they're all connected all the time. And so there'll be some kind of, market, something that
there'll
they
be
do.
a metric for it.
Yeah,
it
let
says,
people
hey,
know.
this person's purchased it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is passed on.
I like that. I think the reason why I haven't gone to digital is because I'm so concerned with storage on my
there's that. Oh yeah,
console. Like now that I have a bigger storage in the PS4, I'm still because all of the saves for all the different games, because I save a lot anyway, even if it doesn't auto save.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm want to make sure that my data is stored versus the actual game itself, and that's why I just get nervous about downloading an entire game versus just having it on a disc, and then I can pop it out, and then that keeps the space free for all the data that I'm using whenever I play games and all the save data.
Yeah, so, there is that.
It'll get there. Yeah, I mean, it'll get there. Digital is definitely, it's on the rise, I'm sure. It's just, I think there's a lot of people like us who are kind of more old school and want that physical copy.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and they obviously still don't have the infrastructure to do all digital, always connected all the time.
Yeah.
Because they think, when you think about it, like the bandwidth it takes, because we were even talking about this with the show and how many people download the show. The amount of bandwidth it takes to have hundreds of thousands of people download a 50 gigabyte game from you.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, well, if digital was the only option, I just think you'd see sales go down for a while. Because a lot of people would be like, well, Comcast has got me capped at blank.
Oh,
so I can't download this. And because Comcast has been rolling out data caps too.
Boo.
So it's like,
it's horrible.
Yeah, the all digital future is a little ways off still.
Well, and people are still trying to make money on how can we do that, and still how can we offer such big amounts of bandwidth but still make money off of it?
Exactly. That's an issue that Netflix faces all the time. They're like, well, we're going to pay millions of dollars for this direct pipeline into the ISP, but it's like, at the end of the day, they're like, we're still going to make money, but we could make a lot more.
Yeah.
If this wasn't a problem.
Right. Paul, I
guess Netflix is kind of the trailblazer for this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go. Paul, give us something else.
One more thing. I was going to say about regarding the digital stuff. People's PS4 collections are going to be pretty dismal. Like if you do go all digital, you have nothing on the shelf. Like imagine if an NES collection was just all on an NES console.
Right. There's no cartridges anywhere.
Yeah. Cause like people are very proud of their collections.
It's very true.
So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think,
and they should be.
I think as that generation goes by the wayside, I think this new like our kids and then our kids, I don't think will care as much. Look at CD collections. I mean, you know, we've been spoon fed iTunes for the last however long, and we own like 2 physical CDs. Everything else is digital. You know,
when was the last physical CD you bought?
Katy Perry, Last Christmas.
Well, that was last Christmas.
But what I'm saying
the last
is,
CD must have been for me. Oh, good Lord, like 3-4 years ago, and I can't even remember what it was.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. My wife used to love her CDs, like, and having her CDs displayed. Now they're all in a trash bag in the attic.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I still buy CDs.
I got you.
I do like Amazon's thing with auto rip, though. I think that's kind of keeping CDs alive, and that's a good thing for them.
Exactly. One last thing from me. From this Friday, September 26th at 3:01 a.m. Eastern to Monday, September 29th at 2:59 a.m. Eastern, online multiplayer, the type requiring PS Plus, will be free. So those playing, you know, Call of Duty, Destiny.
Wow.
And for those that don't know, Destiny's story doesn't actually need PS Plus. It's just like the Crucible and some of the other things where you link up with other people that requires PS Plus. But those that don't have PS Plus can jump in and play with folks over the weekend. It'll be free. And this is not just a Sony thing. Xbox offers this from time to time as well. It's just that this weekend coming up, Sony's doing it. So we're telling you about it.
You know, I have a feeling they're doing that as a tester.
You think?
Oh yeah, I think.
See how much they can handle.
I think it is. I honestly, I think it's a gauge for them to figure out, okay, how many people can we have on here? Because that's going to help their PlayStation Now. That's going to help, you know, a multiplayer down the road. It's going to help their networks.
Yeah.
I totally think that's it. And I think that's super smart to do.
Nice.
Why not?
There you go.
Know, open up the floodgates, because if it's free and if it goes down, you haven't lost anything except just some of your gaming time. And that's fine. You know, that people will be fine with that. But if you're paying for something and that stuff goes down, then that's more of an issue.
Right.
Yeah. It's a win-win situation for them, because like Router said, they can test stuff out, and they can also give people a taste.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys know exactly where to find us. Oh no, I'm not there yet. We do question of the week every week. And last week was no different. We asked why VR. I really asked it because I was like, I don't get virtual reality. I don't get the hype. I don't see it like working yet.
But you got to admit, Oculus Rift does sound kind of next level.
It does sound next level. Blu-ray.
Yeah, Blu-ray.
Blue Rift.
Blu-ray.
Over on the forums, because I thought I put it on Twitter, but I didn't. Haley Miller. Not interested in strapping something to my face. However, if it were like The Matrix, where you enter the game and became a living part of it, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
There you have it. Drew, I'm kind of excited for it, especially for games, hopefully like Fallout 4 or the next Elder Scrolls game or some other massive immersive world. Nice. Mm-hmm. Nick, oh man, Nick Faulhaber. Faulhaber.
Nice.
Faulhaber. Nick, I'm sorry, buddy. He said, I'm curious, but I'm not sure if it will even work for me. I get headaches from playing the 3DS with the 3D on for more than a few minutes. It would definitely be a try before I buy situation. I think that's a good point, because when me and Stancil did the Morpheus at E3, he was like, "Woo, I can't do that for long." And you're like, well, then what's the point of even having one if you can't do it for long?
Exactly.
So thank you guys for your answers. You know where to find us: twitter.com/MTTGcast, facebook.com/marriedtothegames, marriedtothegames.com. Come check out the forums. We are talking and we're chatting and we getting it done over there.
Nice.
And Hall?
Rate us on iTunes.
How come?
You know why.
See, I'll get trapped out there in that purple, in them purple rays.
That's right.
So I think it's about that time. Let's get into some questions.
James Zumwalt. Gabe, you mentioned on podcast episode 105 that stores should, quote, check those jokers, end quote, referring to underage kids buying M-rated games.
That's
and how
right.
and how they shouldn't. But yet earlier in the podcast, you admitted to sitting when the in-laws came over, sitting the in-laws' little brother and cousin down in front of some Call of Duty.
Yep.
What kind of message is that? Basically, to me, that says underage kids shouldn't buy and play M-rated games, yet it is okay to have them watch and play it. Am I missing something in that episode, or did you not think of that?
Oh, that's good. That's a call
That's
out.
good. That's a call out, James. Thanks, brother.
Yes, thank
Call
you.
of Duty out.
Yeah.
We totally appreciate those kind of call outs.
Yes,
so
please. Keeping us accountable.
Yeah.
I would never sit them down just in front of that game. They were playing bots, like 2-player versus bots. And so
Nice.
I don't think I'd be comfortable with them. Maybe, I don't know. That game doesn't get too crazy, but just because it was my little, brother-in-law and his cousin, and I say little, but he's 14 and I think it's 12 and 14.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and so I wouldn't just sit them in front of the story or something else. But they each both own a Call of Duty game as well at home. So I knew it was okay with their parents. And I had already asked their parents, hey, is it cool if they play Call of Duty? I just didn't go into all that. But yeah, they were just playing bots. They're not online chatting with people or anything like that. So for me, it was okay.
Yeah. No,
if you look at most multiplayer experiences too, like if you're not playing online with people who are just spewing garbage,
Exactly.
It's really,
it's just the game.
T for teen. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a good rule of thumb, because I experienced this with my nephew, because he's getting to that age where, he wants to play games like Assassin's Creed, and he's heard about, some of these other games that I believe are M-rated. But I always am like, Dan, do you know about these games? Like, because if I want to show him some gameplay or something, like he played Second Son, that's totally fine. But if I wanted to show him some stuff, like I would always ask my brother first and be like, hey, here's the setup. Here's how it goes. Yeah, there might be a swear word or two if you're comfortable with that, because he went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy. He's starting to see these more mature films. It's all about just checking in, just make sure you're holding yourself accountable, being responsible with these people, because their minds are like sponges at this age. And it's like, they will take anything and everything you can.
And I know
Second Son is rated teen, so it's not,
exactly.
So are the Uncharted games. So like, in the Uncharted multiplayer there's just as many guns in the Uncharted multiplayer as there is Call of Duty.
Right.
So.
And my thing is too, I want to tip my hat to Destiny, because Destiny could have easily made themselves M-rated.
Oh,
but
heck yeah.
It's a T game. And I think
it is a T game.
Says a lot about who they were going for and the scope that they were aiming at, because they know that if it's M-rated, then maybe a couple less people get it, but if it's T, then everybody will get it. And so I really appreciate them for not like just throwing curse words in there just cause, and you know what I'm saying? Cause that's really what, that's probably half of Call of Duty's M rating is the language,
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, here, Piper, let's go watch Sleeping Dogs. Let's go play Sleeping Dogs.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is coming out.
It's coming out. Oh, kids, come on out and get your Sleeping
I wouldn't
Dogs
have
on.
sat them in front of Sleeping Dogs.
No, exactly. James, thank you for holding us accountable.
Yeah.
And we love that. And that's awesome. Hope that explains the situation.
Yeah, that's great. We're not, and please, that's awesome.
I feel bad for teenagers, man. There's so many games that come out are M-rated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as we can see with GTA 5, that doesn't stop nobody, apparently.
It doesn't stop anybody.
I don't feel that bad for them.
Exactly. Let's move on. Donnie Reese, in email, writes, have we learned anything from Titanfall and or Destiny? Number 1, both games were branded as true gen product. Number 2, the reception for both was debated, if not disappointing. Number 3, both were multiplayer-focused games requiring online connectivity and lacked a major single-player component. Number 4, both were released in unfinished form with the promise of, quote, getting better after you purchase a game and DLC. So he asks, do these two games prove anything about our habits and behavior? Do gamers not want an always online multiplayer experience? Is a narrative-based campaign still necessary? Are companies, developers missing out by releasing an unfinished product just to meet deadlines. Are gamers, at least on console, simply not ready for these experiences? That is a boatload of questions, and they're all excellent, Donnie. Thank you for
that was
those.
really well worded.
I was really well worded. I think I don't know if it has to prove anything. I think what's interesting is that, these games like Titanfall and Destiny can be the futuristic new Call of Duty down the road. I mean, look where Call of Duty started and look at where it is now compared to now. And I think what we have is a next gen, quote, Call of Duty style game. So, and I think a lot of it is just, it should continue to focus on the gamers, what gamers like. And because there's so much variety now, it's great that, some people do like first person shooters. Some people like stealth. Some people like action adventure, and they all kind of, they all have those similar elements, but it just has to suit your style and what you want. I was never a huge Call of Duty person. I do like first person shooters. I don't use them all the time, but Destiny pulled me back into that, and I really enjoy that. One other thing for unfinished form, I do agree with that. And I'm kind of glad that Assassin's Creed did get pushed back, and hopefully it's because of that reason, because there were some unfinished things that need to be taken care of. If developers need to do that, I am more than happy to wait than you putting something out and having it be crappy and then having to go back and fix it with updates and patches and, basically disguise the DLC as the updated final product. So I'm with you. I'm kind of with you there. I'd rather see a delay than have a subpar product.
Nice. I go with Router's answer. Because I think it's funny because I'm sorry, Hall.
No,
Hall's go. He's gonna talk anyway.
Go. I got a point. I'm gonna hold on.
I think it's I don't know if it's necessarily that we learn anything, because there's positive and negatives, but at the end of the day, it still sold over 2 million copies in the first couple days. And so,
the message got out there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it sold.
Yeah. Because the message got out there that it wasn't as bad as people were saying it was.
Well, no, I'm saying like before the game came out, they marketed the crap out of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, sure.
So the message got out there and people were like, I'm buying that game.
Yeah, exactly. The live action trailer didn't hurt. That thing was awesome.
The hype was there. And
and I think it's definitely not a perfect game. I think my biggest complaint is that the missions feel repetitive, and that the Queen's thing that we went and did yesterday is this the Queen, blah, 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 something, but it's really just a mission you did before, except on very hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's it just repeats itself. But I think that we'll never stray away from a good story. I think that games, obviously, like the freaking first Mario Brothers, didn't have a story, but we loved it and we played it. And Sonic doesn't have a story, but we loved him and we played it. And so I think that as long as you do something amazing, then regardless of almost kind of where it falls, Sunset Overdrive is coming out for the Xbox One, which I'm so jealous that I don't have an Xbox One to play it. But its story is touted as ridiculous and silly, but the gameplay is going to be so fun. And I played it at E3 and it is so fun that it'll sell the game and it doesn't matter. But then you have The Last of Us, you have Uncharted, and you have God of War, some of these games that maybe not God of War so much with the story, but Last of Us and Uncharted, where the story is what drives it. And, so I think, I don't know if we learn anything, but we do know that as long as it's good and accessible, then people will eat it up. Hall.
Well, to answer his point about are consumers ready for this, I think it's less about consumers being ready for it than it is developers. Because with Destiny, the fact that you go out to your ship after every mission, all of a sudden you have a very modular game. That's a very cost-effective proposition for a developer and a publisher, because you have all these missions and then you can just add more missions in.
Right.
It's almost like the Borderlands model, but it's less seamless.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like with Borderlands, and this is kind of why I mentioned the thing about Destiny, like they should just have a mode where you just go mission to mission to mission, because I want to do all those missions anyway.
Yeah.
With Borderlands, it's more of a seamless thing. It's an open world where you're going and you're selecting different bounties and it's just transporting you to different areas, but you don't. it doesn't feel as broken up as Destiny does with the little mission structures.
It certainly doesn't feel as repetitive either, because I think in some areas, if you're on a mission in Borderlands, that one area is closed off until you unlock that bounty. Then it opens up. So yeah, it makes sense.
Well, like I said, they from the get-go, they did it right. They made it a seamless experience. With Destiny, I feel like we were being told we would get an open world game, but ultimately didn't.
Yeah. Interesting.
So it's kind of one of those things where they're going to get better at it. If they do release another Destiny game in, let's say, 4 to 5 years, like they're going to learn from that kind of stuff and maybe figure out how to make it more seamless. But I think that it's kind of one of those things where they're kind of showing us, quote unquote, showing us what we want, the Steve Jobs model. But really, it's also in service of, hey, this is easier to make content with because we can just make missions and throw them on the map for you.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Because when that DLC is coming, is that basically 2 more planets? Is that how that works?
Probably.
I haven't read about it, but it's going to be something. It's $35. It better be something.
Yeah, it's going to be something big.
Yeah, so basically it's going to be, let's just say it's 2 more planets. It's just going to be that you click on those planets and then you've got this map of missions again.
I'll tell you what, I'm more apt to buy that the new races on Mario Kart for $12
exactly. I
for
agree.
Both DLCs than the $35.
I agree.
That's going to be fun as crap.
That is. All right, let's move on. I have to shout out Andrew McCullough because he sent an email last week and I didn't get a chance to read it. Hello from London, England. Yes, I have finally caught up on all 104 podcasts.
Oh, my gosh.
That's why it was last week. Whoa. So, Andrew, that is awesome. So can now get more involved with you guys with questions and stuff. Anyway, you guys asked if Game Con is the only Euro-based game show. Well, me and my best pal are going to EGX in London next week. It's open to the public kind of show, and all games you would expect will be there, from Bloodborne to Call of Duty. I'll let you guys know how it is. Please follow up with us on that, Andrew. That'd be awesome. Question for the show. I know you guys are into story-driven games, so what direction do you want a story to take in a game that you think would be awesome? Mine would be in Second Son. The evil ending would be Cannon and Cole.
Whoa, you got to read ahead, spoilers. Jack. You got to read ahead.
Yeah, I never did. So, hey, he
went on autopilot there for a second.
We'll end there. Wait, hang on. He said, question for the show. I know you guys are into story-driven games, so what direction do you want a story to take in a game that you think would be awesome? P.S. Leaving the house and walking into someone's mouth was easily the funniest thing I've heard from you guys. Okay, maybe second behind the sleeping incident.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Andrew, cheers to you, man. It's so nice to hear from somebody over in the pond. I want to come out to London so bad. I vacation there like in 2010. Absolutely love the UK. I think it's great. I love the fact that you emailed in, so that's awesome. And man, we love our internationals, man. Keep sending us some love and get in touch with us.
Yeah.
So what direction do you want a story to take place in a game that you think would be awesome?
Oh,
I don't know.
That's a good question. I mean, I'm trying to think where I was bummed.
Such a huge loaded question.
I wish Persona 4 would have taken a turn at 20 hours towards the end of the game instead of 100 hours. I'm just kidding.
That's awesome. Man. I don't know.
I wish Uncharted 2 wouldn't have taken that weird turn at the end.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. It's Uncharted 2. You can talk about it.
No, I'm not going to spoil anything because some people still haven't played it, and who knows, they may release a definitive edition or something.
Uncharted 2?
It would be awesome.
They have 4 coming out. You can spoil it.
Nah, basically it goes kind of a little supernaturally at the end, and it just doesn't feel right.
You know what's funny? That's how I felt about the Max Paynes. He does like in each of the first couple of games, he goes through like a couple of demon stages where he's like just like on a drug trip is what it seems like. And I always felt like those weren't needed.
Yeah, it was the same thing with the Uncharted 2 game, because like it got to that point and you were like, well, actually this game could have just wrapped up and I would have been fine with it.
Right.
It didn't have to take that little turn like 2 hours before the end of the game.
I always go back to this, and I'm sorry if I keep beating the crap out of it, but Assassin's Creed 3, I think could have just, it really could have, like, it's so funny because when I played it, I still put so many hours into that game, and I have memories of, like, it's getting close to fall, like, this is when Assassin's Creed comes out. I have memories of, like, playing that game. I think I would have wished that maybe Connor was just a different character, not necessarily like, I don't know.
Play as Ben Franklin.
Yeah, no, just play as a patriot, not necessarily as a Native American with an agenda, like play just as a patriot of your country who loves their country, who's trying to get rid of the injustices and that kind of stuff. I think that story would have gone a lot better if it was more focused on that. Like you're an assassin who is a patriot, first, and kind of going that way versus...
And then maybe them sticking up for First Nations instead of...
Yeah, exactly. I think that would have been a lot better.
That would have kind of been
interesting.
Cool. Nice. Good question.
All right, we got to roll, man. We're just now hopping on Twitter. Go. So let's do this. At Ahil Dayani, Dog the Bob. What are your thoughts on the backlash Destiny has received? Really quickly, you know what? Everyone's gonna hate on something that creates hype. And you just need to just go play it and see if you like it. If you don't, then don't buy it, But
yeah,
I'm sure
that's what Redbox is for.
Exactly. That's exactly what Redbox is for. If you like it, go for it.
Well, you know what? Whether the game gets positive or negative press, like people are still going to go check it out to see if it's for them or not.
It's still press any way you slice it.
Yep.
Ed Placencia, when is the last time you full on screamed at someone in anger? Parentheses in person. Here's the funny part, though. There's about 4 or 5 Twitter posts in this thread with Ed and Stancil going back at it
because back and forth.
Because Stancil replied in all caps saying, "Stop asking stuff like this." So it was great. So they were going back and forth on it, which was awesome. So shout out to you, Ed and Stancil, for making us laugh. The last time I didn't scream at somebody, but I was, this is going to sound really stupid. I was at the bank trying to deposit a check, and I had
take my money.
No, you're right, exactly. And I had a checking account, but it was also a personal checking account. And a lot of my clients, like I'm a DBA, I'm not an LLC or anything like that. So, I would just put those checks into my personal checking account. Well, they wouldn't deposit this check because I didn't have a business checking account. And I'm like, I don't want the whole reason why I didn't want a business checking account because then they add fees on top of that every year. And I didn't want that. So I was
did the check, was it made out to your company name?
It was made out to the company name, but I usually tell my clients, put Tim Router DBA Milk Money Promotions.
Yeah, they'll never do that.
And they never do. Yeah. And they used to. But what pisses me off was the inconsistency because that same client with those same checks, I had gone in and deposited no problem. So I actually came in and talked to somebody, and he told me to lower my voice. And I'm like, what?
Really?
I'm like, I've been a customer of this bank for blah, blah, blah. So I was going to, bottom line, I ended up getting a business checking account.
Oh, no.
I did know.
He ended up winning? Ended up winning?
No. But he waived any fees. And it actually works out a lot better because now I have separate accounts. I put all the money in that business account, and then I can just transfer it over to my checking to pay bills and what have you. So it worked out all the better, but it was just annoying at the time.
Lower your voice.
Exactly.
That's funny. Okay. I have I've never yelled at anyone in public, like outside of my you
scream on stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my oh yes y'all is about as close as I get. I think my brother maybe somewhere years ago. Me and him almost got in a fight a couple years ago, but I don't yell when I get mad. I get like really sarcastic.
Really?
And a jerk.
Nice.
And so that's that.
Paul, we got to make Gabe mad. This will be fun.
Okay, Hall.
For the most part, I'm pretty chill, as you guys know. But
no.
It's funny. Like if something will happen around the house, I'll like yell one of the animals' names because I don't know who it is. So like
Finnegan.
So it's a pretty open. Like we have a really open house. Like from upstairs, you can kind of hear stuff that goes on downstairs.
Right.
So like if I hear something like fall off the table or something, I'm immediately going to yell a dog's name or yell a cat's name. It's like, it's funny.
There you have it. Good question, Ed.
All right, listen.
Sorry, we don't have fits of rage.
I know. Sorry
to appease your question.
I'm going to save a lot more. I'm going to save a lot more of these for next week, just because we're pretty much out of time. So I'll end with this one. At CRed81, Josh Stapleton. Other than Destiny, what game did you enjoy that didn't get good reviews?
Oh gosh.
You know, I liked Dead Space 3 just because I liked just having another game like that in the series. So I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was, I mean, it was a lot like the other ones, and 2 was great, and it was similar to 1. So it was just the next continuation on. So I didn't mind Dead Space 3 at all. I thought it was a good game.
Paul?
I think we've been asked a similar question before, and I always have to think about this because I played a lot of classic games that people probably wouldn't consider good, but it's like, you know, it's nostalgia, so now people really don't rate those games anymore. I just remember, like, as a kid playing like Batman Forever or something, and years later realizing that game was awful.
Yeah.
You know, so stuff like that. But every now and then, like for instance, Mass Effect 3 got a lower score than Mass Effect 2. But I enjoyed the gameplay of 3 more than 2. So it's like, you know, game reviews, it's a weird thing because
very subjective in my opinion.
It's completely subjective. So if you enjoy a gameplay element, like Borderlands, when it first came out, I think it got I want to say a 6.5 or a 7.
That's crazy.
It was a decently low score, but I loved that game.
That game is awesome, Gabe.
Yeah, exactly. Dragon's Lair 2, probably. I've just heard that it's awful. Again, like Hall saying, it's back in the day where they might not have had a review system all like that, and the internet wasn't on and popping yet. So yeah, Dragon's Lair 2, I love that game still to this day, and people say it's awful.
Nice.
Laserdisc, baby. Laserdisc. Thank you guys for the questions. Sorry we didn't get to more. We talked a bunch about Destiny.
I'm saving these. Don't worry. The question. So we'll have more for next week.
We need to do a round table sometime.
Yep.
And we have a question for you guys, and this might divide us a little bit. And I don't mean to, but I've just been wondering this, and that's why I'm giving it to the community. Does playing mobile or Facebook games make you a gamer? So let's say you just play, you know, these mobile games, or, you know, Candy Crush, those kind of things. We all know what I'm talking about. Does that make you a gamer? And I only bring it up because the news has loved saying that people that play those games are gamers. Right. They're like, oh, moms are more gamers than teenage boys now. And you're like, are they?
Are they?
Are they really more gamers than you know?
No.
So
well, they are in the fact that they could buy M-rated games.
So let us know what you think. Use hashtag answer MTTG, and then also Hall will put it on the forum for the long form answers, and you know those will get read. So I'll try to put it on Twitter. Yeah, does playing mobile or Facebook games make you a gamer?
I think you could classify that as casual gamer.
Casual gamer? Hall?
Yeah.
I'm of the same mind.
Casual gamer.
Well, because, you know, if it's not one thing, it's another. Back in the day, it was Bejeweled and what were those other games that PopCap came out with? Well,
you know what's so funny? It's I don't know if I can go with casual gamer, like, and I don't know if they would consider themselves casual gamers. I think if I talked to one who was like, "Oh, look at you, you're a gamer," they'd be like, "No, I just play Candy Crush every now and then."
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. That. You're on level 700. That's not every once in a while.
Right? Exactly.
Like I think of my mother-in-law, like my Jenny's stepmom. My stepmother, my mother in step law. I have no idea how that works.
mother in step now, round and round. Mother in step law, round and round.
But she plays the crap out of Candy Crush. But I think if I was like, "Oh, look at you, you're a little gamer," she'd be like, "No, that's my son." You know,
people love. She'd put it down and never play it again.
Be it a board game or card game or whatever. People just like games. It doesn't mean they're a gamer. Or if you play poker, does that mean you're a gamer? No, you just. It's a game.
So anyway, let us know what you guys think.
If you play video poker.
Ooh, it's a video
You're a gamer.
game.
So I don't know if you have to like have PC games or because, iPad gets pretty deep on some of these games.
Yeah.
So it's a good discussion, I think. Let us know what you guys think. You guys ready to get up out of here?
Let's do this.
All right. Well, I am Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. Over there is Timothy Hall. I'm pointing.
I was just going to say, he's pointing right now.
And we are married to the games, and we are up out this thing. Peace!